going to explain some very basic points about the metals and non-metals. So I will start with the occurrence that where metals are found. So metals are found in two states, and first state is free state. Free state is also called as elemental state. Elemental state, it can be called as native form. Native form. So free state or elemental state or native form means when metal in very fine particles are found in nature. So in this category, the metals which are least reactive like silver, gold, they are found in very small particles in the sand and soil in rare cases. So the rivers which flow along the gold mines, or the water passes through the rocks, there is the weathering. Weathering means cutting down in long duration of time period. So flowing water has very high energy, and so water weathers the rocks, and as a result very fine particles are found in the soil and sand. So this is called as native form. And the metals found can be gold, silver only. So no other metals are found in elemental form, only gold and silver, because they are least reactive. They are noble metals. So this is one point. Now second, combined state. Combined state means when the metals are found in the form of their salts. Their salts are found as salts in mines or earth crust. So they are found in mines, or you can say they are found in earth crust as ores and minerals. So there are two different dimensions. One is ores and other is minerals. Now what is ore? So ore is a substance. Ore is a substance found in nature from which metal can be obtained easily and economically. So ore is a form of metal found in mines from which metal can be obtained easily and economically. Easily and economically. So these are the two basic points, that ore is a substance found in nature from which a metal can be obtained easily and economically. Now other is mineral. So mineral is uneconomical. It is uneconomical to obtain a metal. So what is mineral? Just we say naturally occurring metal bearing substance. Naturally occurring metal bearing substance. So this is about the ores and minerals. Now example for ores and minerals. So here we can say ore like ZNS, BPS. This is zinc sulfide. This is zinc sulfide. This is ore. This is lead sulfide. there are different forms of ores. Now, Fe2O3, iron oxide, this is ore of iron. Then copper oxide, copper sulfide. So there are variety of ores. Hundreds of ores are there. There can be Al2O3, ore of aluminium. Now, ores, easy and economically, that is there is the cost factor. Now, the minerals are having more quantity of unrequired materials like sand, soil, and mineral can be like CuFeS2. This is iron, copper, pyrite. The word pyrite is used for the sulfide ore. This is nickname pyrite. Any metal ore as sulfide is called as pyrite. So this is iron, copper, pyrite. It has very less amount of copper. It has very less, much less amount, much less, and so it is uneconomical. It is unwise to extract copper, and hence it has appearance like gold, and it is called as fool's gold. It is called as fool's gold. Explain the properties of metals. Now, metals have two properties, or properties can be classified in two ways. One is physical properties and other is chemical properties. So, physical property means the properties which are observed from the outside or without any chemical change or without any chemical reaction are said to be the physical properties. So, first is metals are hard and rigid. All the metals we have metallic, substances like we have utensils, we have cooking, vessels. Others we have a spoon. We have different this hammer, plier, bikes, car. All are made up of metal. Why? Because metals are hard and rigid. And similarly, metals have particular shape, or we can say the metals acquire the shape or posture in which they are kept. So, hard and rigid, we cannot compress metal easily. Now, next is metals are malleable. Metals are malleable, so this is very important property. You must be knowing on the sweets there is the silver work. There is the very fine this work of silver foil, and because metals are malleable, utensils are made, ornaments are made, so they all are based on this property of metals. Before making into utensils, before making into ornaments, the metals are made flat. So, malleability may be defined as the property of metals due to which metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Metals can be beaten. Metals can be beaten into thin sheets. So this is malleability. Malleable, tendency. Malleability is the adjective. So metals are malleable. But point is, all the metals are not equally malleable. You must have seen the silver foils we call chandi work, gold foil, sona work. So they are applied on the sweets. They are added in medicines. And why? Because they are beneficial for us. Silver and gold. They boost our immunity. They improve the body strength. But point is, all the metals are not equally malleable. You see silver foil, gold foil, but every metal, like see iron, cannot be hammered to that level. in your homes you must have for packing of your tiffin aluminum foil. So aluminum is also very an important metal. It can be beaten, but aluminum cannot be beaten like the silver and gold. This difference is due to the force of attraction between the particles. So if the force of attraction is very strong, it can be beaten into a very thin sheet. Now ductile. So ductile means the property of metal when it can be drawn into thin wires, drawn into thin wires. Again, gold is most ductile. Gold is most ductile, and it has been estimated that 2 kilometer long wire can be drawn from the 1 gram. 1 gram, 2 kilometer long from 1 gram. So you can imagine the strength. Now coming to sonorous, the bells in the temples in school. The ghanti is made up of metals, but see, mostly it is made up of brass because of the different point. That brass is highly stable. Brass do not undergo corrosion. This is one point. So sonorous may be defined as on hammering when metal produces sound. You might have seen, you might have noticed in our homes, whenever any utensil fall down, there is sweet sound, and this is sonorous. So ability to produce sweet sound on striking is called a sonorous, and this property is called sonorosity. Now metals have high melting boiling point. Metals generally have high melting boiling point. These points are some general points, and they cannot be applied on all the metals. Like mercury, Hg. Mercury is liquid metal. It cannot be applied. So mercury is neither malleable nor ductile. It is neither hard nor rigid. So mercury do not have any of this property. Similarly, calcium also. Calcium is a soft metal. So then coming to gallium. Gallium is just like wax. If you take piece of gallium on your palm, gallium will melt. So it means that these points are generalized point for the metals as whole. But there are some exceptions, and so we can say these are the physical properties. The chemical properties of metals. So chemical properties of metals. First is metals are electropositive in nature. Electropositive means they have tendency to acquire positive charge. So the point is how they acquire positive charge. So it means negative charge has to be removed. So if I write here sodium metal. So sodium is very reactive. So sodium loses one electron, and this is sodium ion. This is sodium ion. So similarly, iron. Iron loses 2 electrons. So this is iron ion. But point is, why they lose? Because metals are very reactive, and metals lose electrons, acquire positive charge, and they become stable. You might have known, you might have seen frequently rusting of iron takes place. Why? Because iron is reactive, and when it forms the rust, its reactivity is stopped. That's why metals are electropositive in nature. Now, reaction with oxygen. Metals form oxides. Metals form oxides by reaction with oxygen. Now, the oxygen can react at room temperature or at high temperature. Like rusting of iron. Rusting of iron, it takes place at room temperature. It takes place at room temperature. So iron reacts with oxygen to form Fe2O3. This is rust. And so at room temperature, because iron is very reactive. So more other metals also, aluminium, zinc, they also react, but they are less reactive. So this is one. So we call such compounds as oxides. Now next is reaction with acids. They react with acids. They react with acids. Like if you take zinc metal and zinc metal on reaction with hydrochloric acid, there is formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is released and we draw aroma. This is hydrochloric acid. This is zinc chloride. It is salt. So what we can say? Metals. Metals plus acids. They form metal salt plus hydrogen. This is general reaction. If you take other acids like sulfuric acid or nitric acid, different products are formed. Like if you take zinc and H2SO4, let it be dilute, and so there is formation of ZnSO4 plus SO2 plus S2. Now see the change. Hydrogen has been converted to water. Hydrogen has been converted to water and SO2. This is additional product. If you take here HNO3, same metal. So here there will be zinc nitrate plus NO2 plus SO2. Because these are oxidizing in nature, they cause oxidation. So this is about the acids. Now they react with bases also. Not all the metals, but very few metals which are reactive metals. They react with bases to form salt and water. So same metals, just I am writing here, metals plus base, metal salt plus hydrogen. Suppose I write zinc plus NaOH, so this is sodium hydroxide, it is base, and this is salt, sodium zincate. So these are some of the points of metals.